am Teo Galinidis from Regain Hand Movement. You can find my Facebook page called Regain Hand Movement, and we share there all those videos, we share stories, we share pictures. I will be having a lot of interviews coming up with stroke survivors who reclaimed their life and they got better and they improved and they are able to walk again, they're able to speak again, they're able to use their hand, drive, go to work. So you're not the only one who had a stroke, and as long as there are people who get better, this means there is hope, and this means that there is a way to get better. And by interviewing these people, we can find out what did these people do and try to replicate their method in order for us to get the same results. So, having said that, let's jump into the video. I want to talk today about reconstructing yourself, which means the person you one day were does not exist anymore. The person who you remember before your stroke is a different person now. And let me tell you my story. I didn't have a stroke, so I come from a bit of a different background, but I can so well empathize for stroke patients because I had something that happened to me which is very, very similar to what you're experiencing. So what I felt was, I felt that I lost my life. I was a skateboarder, so I was very young. I was 12 years old, 14 years old when I was skateboarding, and I had injury after injury after injury that left me to a point where I couldn't skateboard anymore. I couldn't even walk longer than 20 minutes because of the pain, because my muscles were so injured that by just a bit of walking, they would start aching to a point where I would have tears in my eyes. So then I knew that something is very, very wrong. I would be going to hospitals, I would be going to the doctors, I had MRIs, I visited so many orthopedic surgeons, and the information I got from all these sources were so confusing that I eventually did nothing about it. No one really guided me through it. So then I wasted a lot of time, and I felt less of a person than I was. I felt that I lost part of me because my day-to-day life was going outside, skateboarding 2 to 3 times a day for 2 to 3 hours a day, which would average to 6 to 9 hours daily of skateboarding for 2 years. And suddenly, after an injury, not being able to skateboard at all for years, this changed my way of thinking. I became very insecure because my identity was being a skateboarder, which means I lost a part of my identity. I was not the same person like I was before. And this is what you're going through, and this is what you're experiencing, because you were that person who would go to work, you're that person who would take care of their family, you're that person who would put their house in order, you're that person who would organize events and go with friends and hang out, you would do all your activities that you like, you were independent, you didn't need anyone, and now you lost everything in a split of a second. You just, boom, on the floor, you wake up in the hospital, and you have everything taken away from you. Your ability to be independent, basically, it's gone. You need other people to wash you, you need other people to dress you, you need other people to cook for you, you need other people constantly to just keep you alive and to support you. So now you went from the point of you supporting others, and now you're in a point where you cannot even support yourself. This is a very traumatizing event, and I can relate to that. I can understand you, and I can understand how it feels like. And I think most of the members of society do not really get it. They just see you disabled, that's what they call you. They see you as disabled, but they don't understand that one day you were extremely able and you lost it. And that gap of you experiencing that is huge, and it hurts. And people have a very hard time actually empathizing with that. They just feel sorry for you. They just look down on you. They just see poor person. They don't really understand you. So because I do, and because I went something very similar, not a stroke, but I explained you the story, I think I'm the right person to actually get you from point A to point B. And in the beginning, that's only your mindset. My goal is to influence your way of thinking, because that was the thing I did that changed my life. So by changing your mindset, the way you see yourself, the way you see your situation, the way you see of what you can do about it, the moment you influence that, then your recovery direction changes way. And I hope this happens for you. I hope you achieve full recovery. And what I mean by recovery, because many of the people I spoke to lately, they don't like the term recovery, because it's not that you go back to who you were, but it's about rebuilding a new you. And one of the things you need to understand before we go there is you have the fixed mindset, and then you have the growth mindset. Let's put it down in paper. So the fixed mindset would be that person here, and the growth mindset would be that person here. If you're having a fixed mindset, this means I am born like that, that's who I am, and I'm always gonna be that. And the fixed mindset says that if you lose that, now you're not that anymore, so now you're less of a person. That's a very fixed way of thinking. You don't have any input into who you are. You just the way you've been born. It's DNA, destiny. It's nothing about what can I do about it. But if you have the growth mindset, so then here we have the fixed, and here we have the growth mindset. If, let's say, you lost a part of yourself, this means you can still do something about it. You can train, you can practice what you need to practice, you can work on yourself in order to change things. You can become something that you're not. You can become more athletic, you can become more able, you can become better at speaking, you can become better at reading, you can become better at anything. You can improve, and the way you can improve is by putting effort. But this does, like, now that you got your stroke, it doesn't mean that you have to stay that way. Don't look at it like that. That's a very poor way of thinking. It keeps you being a victim. It's poor me, and you just stuck to where you are, and you don't want that. Plus, you don't have to. You can actually change. We are capable of change. I'm the person who couldn't walk longer than 20 minutes without tears in his eyes, and by understanding what happened to me, and by understanding what can I do about it, and actually then putting the effort and the work to actually improve, I'm now able to do all the sports I want to do. I can do skateboarding, I can do snowboarding, I'm now boxing with a friend, I'm going to the gym, I'm lifting weights, I can deadlift 100 kilos and I'm 55 kilos, almost twice my weight, which means I changed. You can change too. If you got a stroke, you can try really hard doing the right things for a certain amount of time, and that is going to change you, and you need to start thinking like that. You don't have to stay where you are. You can get better, you can improve. And the same thing goes with athletes. When you're an athlete, why do you train? Why do you go to the gym? Why are you practicing drills day in, day out? Why? Because that amount of effort translates to better performance. You should see yourself the same way. See yourself like an athlete. You had an ability to walk, you had the ability to use your hand, but you lost it. Your performance dropped. Now you need to put the effort, the physical effort, the mental effort in order to start improving. This is what athletes do. They go to the gym, they go to trainings, they practice drills every day, again and again and again and again, and they increase the difficulty and they make it challenging and they work on it, and by putting all that effort day in, day out, eventually they become top athletes. They become so good that their competition is so far behind, and that's why they can do things like LeBron James, if you follow basketball. If you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, he was not gifted. He didn't grow up with this ability of playing at the level he is now. He didn't. He put work into it. And it's the same thing with you. You are able to walk, talk, move your hand, drive, go back to work, do all of those things. Maybe not now, but if you work really, really, really hard and consistently with the right support and the right team. If you see Cristiano Ronaldo, he has trainers. If you see LeBron James, he has trainers. He has dietitians, he has physiotherapists. He has a whole team of people that working in order to get that person to perform at his peak. So you should be thinking the same way, because if you get your health back, let's say in a year, 2 years, 5 years, how old are you? Are you 35? Are you 40, 45, 50, maybe 60, 65? Let's say at your 50s. You do nothing about it. You got your stroke when you were 50 years old, and now you said, oh, it's too much effort. I don't want to put that effort. I just want to enjoy my life as much as I can. 5 years will pass anyway. You're going to be 55 anyways. You're going to waste the time, and now you're 55, you're 5 years older, not as capable as you could be, probably even less capable if you didn't put the work in. So now you still depend on other people, you still cannot provide for anyone, you still don't have the ability to live your life in a way of freedom and doing what you want. So why not invest the time, work on it 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, improve yourself, and then you're not burdened to your family. You can actually even make money because you can go to work, you can maybe drive, you can increase your freedom. Let's say you're single, how can you date if you have a stroke? Lost the lights, but we're back. So how can you date? You will be more insecure or less insecure if you improve yourself? What do you think? Let's say you cannot even walk. How is your confidence? How can you, with that confidence, how can you go out there and go get the things you want? Right? I think it's a very simple way of thinking. It takes a lot of time to get to that point because first, you're in disbelief. You don't even think you can get better. You cannot even feel your hand probably. You cannot even move it. Some people, many of them, cannot even twitch a muscle. So just imagine that. You're in your bed, right? You cannot even twitch a single muscle of your hand. So to actually have the belief of I can get it back is not logical. It makes no sense. So for you to actually believe I can reclaim and I can actually use my hand again, it's not you think you will never get it back. You don't even have a feeling there. And it's normal. But are there other people that were in the same situation like you that got better? If yes, then maybe you can too. So this is what this video is about. This video is about fixed mindset and growth mindset. You want to ditch this way of thinking. It does not serve you. And you want to come here because from here you can actually start making some serious progress. And with a growth mindset, you can start thinking, what can I change first? Can I influence my way of speaking? Can I practice the way I say words if I lost my speech? Can I use my hand again? Not right now. What can I do? Do I have a single twitch in my muscles? No. Okay, what do you do when you don't have a single twitch in your muscles? Oh, you can do visualization. That's a good method. Or you can put electrostimulation to facilitate you while you're putting that effort. That's another method. Or you can use both. Okay, let's say you're able to twitch your muscles, you can move your hand a bit, but you don't have strength. You cannot really grab anything. You're weak. What can you do? You can do strength training. So, based on any level you're at in your recovery, there are specific things that you can do in order to improve. So, growth mindset is what is going to get you there. So, you don't have to stay the way you are. You can get better, even if you're fully paralyzed. If you enroll with us, I promise you 10 to 30% of hand improvement in your movement comparatively to you before you had your stroke. So if you compare you before your stroke and you compare yourself now, this is a difference I want to create, 10 to 30% in 3 months, and it's a result guaranteed treatment, which means if you do not get your 10 to 30% results, you pay nothing. You get all your money back. Even if I see in the first 2, 3, 4 weeks that you're not putting in the work, or that some things are off, I will come with you, speak with you. We're gonna address the situation, because as I said before, not everyone is ready to commit into doing something like that. So if you're not, and I see that, then I'm not gonna drag you through it, because in the end, if it doesn't work out, I give you all your money back. So why would I spend 3 months training you if I already can see it's not going anywhere? So if we work together, I promise you, you will get your results. And in case you don't, then you lose nothing. You probably learn a lot of new things that you can use from where you are at that point to actually get some progress done, and you can continue. And now you know a way that doesn't work for you, or you know, I'm not in the right mindset, so I need first to fix that, to go back to that training. So just contact us if you think we can help you, and we can check at which stage you are. So this will be the end of the video. So please subscribe, follow my channel in Facebook, because I'm gonna be posting a lot of content there. Stay connected, and let's see where this goes.